welcome to Sports Talk with L-Beasley. It's Tuesday afternoon here in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm here to first discuss that Monday Night Football game that went down last night. And I originally picked the Broncos to win. I thought, this would be a good, this would be a good chance for Peyton to really prove that he was back. I figured they were going to do well on the road, and just quite frankly, I just thought, Atlanta's defense might struggle a little bit with Peyton, but actually it was the exact opposite. But I'm going to start with Peyton Manning and his 3 interceptions. From what I could tell, from what I saw with Peyton Manning, with his throws, I know his velocity is supposed to be the same, since his neck surgeries and missing an entire season last year. But he threw a number, for me personally, he threw a number of wobbly passes that just seemed to, hang in the air a little bit too long. And some of these weren't even real true deep routes. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, he can't seem to throw the deep ball. And a couple of those to me weren't even deep routes. It just seemed like the velocity was off, and like I said, they were wobbly, they're hanging in the air too long, and they're allowing Falcon defenders to step up in front of them basically and make a play. That's what really disturbed me, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not one of those people, one bad game, even if it is 3 interceptions, I give up on you. Matthew Stafford has had games like that. Eli Manning just had a game like that, and they were able to, pull out a win in it. So I'm not going to turn on Peyton Manning, but that was the thing that kind of concerned me, just the fact that they were wobbly, they stayed in the air too long, and like I said, his velocity was just off. But other than that, like I said, let's see what Peyton does next game. Like I said, I'm not one to just, kill him because of it and just, basically be like, oh, I'm done with Peyton now, or he's no longer the best that I thought he was because of one bad game. But the thing about Atlanta, everybody was really, impressed with Atlanta. Atlanta could be the real deal. And, I'm not saying that Atlanta's not the real deal. But for me, when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, I kind of feel like, for me, they do this every year. And no offense to Atlanta Falcons, because I do actually like the Atlanta Falcons. I love Matt Ryan. I've been a big fan of Julio Jones since high school. I like Ronnie White. I like Michael Turner. I do like some of the guys on their defense, like Grimes, who unfortunately is out for the season. But nonetheless, still a big fan of Grimes. I've been a big fan of, Atlanta Falcons since Michael Vick days. So, I always root for the Falcons, no question about it. But at the end of the day, Falcons are, they're 2-0 right now, and that's great for them. But I'm not impressed to a point where I'm just gonna jump on a bandwagon all of a sudden. For the first thing that bothered me was, yes, okay, you had second half it was 20-7. Going into halftime it was 27. You only scored one touchdown in the entire second half. Now, this is no knock to Denver's defense, and big shout out to Denver's defense, because Denver's defense honestly is what kept them in this game. And I think it's really almost safe to say that Denver's defense is, pretty legit, which I never really doubted too much. I just wanted to see consistency. Keith Brookins, Von Miller have really showed that they can they can take care of that linebacker crew. Champ Bailey, Leonard, Tracy Porter, all these guys on the secondary. It's great to see Denver Bronco defense doing well. Like I said, it's been a minute, so it's great to see. And like I said, that's honestly what kept Denver in the game. But with Atlanta, like I said, my main thing with Atlanta is, you guys generally do well during the regular season anyway. I've never really had a problem with Atlanta as far as regular season record. It's generally once the playoffs come that y'all don't do nothing. In a way, they kind of remind me of the Phoenix Suns back in the day when they had Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, all those guys, and everybody would get excited about them during the regular season because they would have this good record, they would be doing well, and then as soon as they get in the playoffs, they don't do nothing. That's kind of what Atlanta kind of reminds me of, especially now. Like I said, I understand they needed more pieces. Sometimes it was youth. Sometimes it was needing that extra receiver piece. So I'm hoping this can be Atlanta's year. And like I said, there were some things that were, very impressive. I was very impressed with Matt Ryan from a throwing standpoint. Like I said, he did exceptionally well. He completed 24 of his 36 passes, threw for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was very impressive. I noticed he was throwing, good, accurate passes, and one thing I like about Atlanta, like I said, they're a two-dimensional team. They have a great running game, but it's nice to see them going more to the passing game. And, Julio Jones is really coming into his own. It's great to see Julio doing his thing. Obviously, last season he got hurt, so we didn't really see a lot of him, and I think that's definitely helping out the squad. So like I said, I'm very proud of Atlanta. But when it comes to Atlanta, like I said, I don't get too excited until it comes to playoff time. But like I said, that's one thing about Atlanta I've noticed about them. They get it, they do well during the regular season. And as soon as the regular season is over, playoffs come, I'm thinking Atlanta's probably about to, when I say playoffs, I'm not talking Super Bowl. I'm talking like, contention for NFC championship type stuff. Not necessarily I'm looking for y'all to go in here and just win a Super Bowl. I was just more looking for a competitiveness as far as NFC championship. Because I mean, let's be real, Atlanta Falcons, I mean, they've been, the last 2 years, they've been pretty legit as far as being a team in the NFC to beat. So that was something I was just more concerned about, me personally. But like I said, with Denver, like I said, it wasn't a disturbing loss, yes, because like I said, Peyton Manning did throw 3 interceptions. Willis McGahee, and big shout out to Willis McGahee who did his own thing too, keeping them alive. I think he rushed for 113 yards for 2 touchdowns, which was very impressive. And I see Willis McGahee still has it. But like I said, I'm not giving up on the Broncos yet. And like I said, this is still a new team. Like I said, that's the thing that cracks me up sometimes about just people or fans in general. You don't turn on a team or a player just off that one thing. Like I said, it's not. I mean, like I said, who do they play? Who do Broncos play next? They play the Texans next, which is not going to necessarily be an easy win. But like I said, this is still a new team. Denver still is a good team, I think, that can still cause some trouble for some teams. So like I said, they lose a close game to Atlanta. They waited too late to try to execute and try to get this game. But like I said, at the end of the day, Atlanta, y'all need to start learning how to take advantage. And this is not just Atlanta. This is plenty of teams. I've been saying this all week. A lot of teams just didn't execute towards the end. Baltimore Ravens did the same thing with Philadelphia Eagles. There's no reason Philadelphia should came back and won that game. A win is a win. But Baltimore, if you just execute on more plays, you win that game. There's no reason for Philly to come back. And that's the way I kind of felt about Atlanta. You played around and you didn't execute when you needed to. So those are the things that I'm kind of looking for both teams. Denver, I need them to start off stronger. Like I said, it's only been 2 games, so it's really hard to critique off 2 games. But like I said, at the end of the day, Peyton, let's see how he bounces back. Peyton throwing 3 interceptions. Like I said, it's hurt. It hurts me. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to make too big of a deal out of it unless it becomes a consistent thing. Like I said, Denver still has some nice pieces and still has the potential to be that team that can cause some trouble, personally, in my opinion. Moving on to just some of the other talk in the NFL. As far as these refs, I'm sick of these refs. I am sick of these refs. I can't take these refs anymore. I don't know what to do. I mean, we got refs who not making the right call. We got refs who, don't understand what they're calling. We got refs who confused on what direction each team is going. I mean, this is ridiculous. At this point, for me, I'm willing to pay to get the refs back. I mean, I'm just going to be real. I mean, Roger Goodell, you can contact me. I don't know how much you need, but, I mean, I'm willing to pay at this point just to get them back because this is ridiculous. And like I said, with the NFL, like I said, obviously, I'm not trying to say that the other refs are so perfect, but they at least understand the basics. They know what to do, and that's something that I'm basically just asking for. Like I said, I'm not asking for perfection here. I just want refs who know what they're doing, know where to point, things of that nature. That's what I'm looking for. If I get that, I'm fine. And like I said, at this point, I'm seeing refs that are influenced by the coaches. I mean, and sometimes I've even seen refs who will kind of just, if the coach yells at them, they'll make the call. It's like you're not even making the call based off what you think. You're making it based off, or not even what you think, what you know. You're going by what coach is intimidating you, and I don't like that. Like I said, even the Philadelphia-Baltimore game that happened on Sunday, that was ridiculous. I'm all for a little bit of trash talking in football. I mean, hey, that's what football sometimes is about. So I'm all for some, some trash talking here and there. It gets the momentum shifting and going. It gets the game going. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate that. But when you got players who are constantly in and out of brawls and y'all not doing nothing about it, I mean, even yesterday they had that issue, and that's my whole issue with that. Like I said, you have to have a form of control, and you have to be respected. Nobody even respects what you're doing. You're pissing off the players, you're pissing off the coaches, and like I said, you're not even making good calls. I've never seen pass interference not called the way it has. I mean, pass interference has not been called the right way, like this whole entire, week 2 of football. So like I said, at the end of the day, these refs need to go. NFL, I don't know what the problem is with these refs as far as money. Give them the money that they deserve so we can move on. Because in a minute, you're not going to have no NFL to come back to. I mean, at this point, like I said, I am very frustrated with these replacement refs. I can't take it anymore. So something needs to be done. Moving on to the Patriots. They have replaced, well, not replaced, but as most people know, Aaron Hernandez is going to be out at the least for a month, possibly up to, possibly up to 6 weeks. So they have replaced him with Kellen Winslow. Now, this is not surprising. Kellen Winslow did work out with the Patriots, I think, in the offseason, at one point, just to, see at one point. So this is not too surprising. From what I've seen out of Kellen Winslow, they do have the same skill set, generally. I mean, of course, nobody can be Aaron Hernandez, but at the end of the day, he is a good tight end who, should fill the void nicely, at least for the time being. But, I'm just interested to see how they're going to play without him. Like I said, I mean, to me, when he got hurt at Arizona, the offensive momentum shifted without him. I mean, it's already kind of shifted because Wes Welker's role is limited. So now you're taking out Aaron Hernandez. And like I said, while Kellen Winslow, I think, is a good tight end, I'm not necessarily sold that he's gonna, once again, be the elite guy that the Patriots are looking for. And like I said, one thing I do like about the Patriots, and one thing that's good if you're a Patriots fan, is Tom Brady is great at making other players around him better. Let's just be real. I mean, most receivers around him were no names, if not receivers or tight ends were no names, or names that people weren't really familiar with until Tom Brady made them something. I said, no offense to Wes Welker, Gronkowski, I'm pretty sure you always had the talent. Maybe you just needed that great quarterback to bring it out, and that's something great about Tom Brady. But at the end of the day, that's what's something I'm looking to see. How can Tom help Kellen improve? And, is Kellen going to really help out the Patriots? But I think they're still going to struggle without Aaron. Like I said, until I really see Kellen play with them and, and see what the chemistry is like between Tom Brady and Kellen Winslow as far as throwing the ball and just, timing and stuff like that, I can't officially say that this team is going to be, okay. Put it that way. So, definitely looking forward to seeing that. I don't know about you, but I am. And, the rankings have come out too, so be sure to go to ESPN.com and click on NFL, and you'll definitely see the power rankings. Right now, San Francisco is the number 1 team in the NFL power rankings. Not surprising, I mean, rightfully so. But definitely go check it out and see what you think of the rankings, see if your team is where they need to be in your personal opinion. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sports Talk with L-Beasley. It was mostly NFL. You never know, might be talking some NBA soon. Once again, thank you for all my supporters. I hope you guys are enjoying the weekly basis of seeing me so far. You will see me tomorrow discussing just about anything, NBA, NFL, college basketball, college football, whatever's relevant. That's what it's all about. And be sure to let me know what you thought of this episode, if you agree, if you disagree. If you have a topic you want me to discuss, be sure to let me know that. I'm always happy to have fans let me know what they want me to discuss, and I'm always happy to oblige. Be sure to go check out MoneyBallSportswear.com. I cannot stress that enough. MoneyBallSportswear.com is legit. Go check it out. Like I said, got cold clothes. I'm telling y'all gonna like it. Y'all not gonna be disappointed. For those who have gone, have already told me they like the site, they like the clothes, they order some clothes. So please go check out MoneyBallSportswear.com. The only way to ball is Moneyball. Go check it out. Once again, thank you for tuning in. If you want to be a guest on my show, I also got to remember to tell you that. If you want to be a guest on my show, remember, guys, Sports Talk with L-Beasley has gone Skype. It is as simple as getting on Skype with me and being a video or audio guest, and you can be on my show. We can discuss whatever you want, so please do be sure to do that. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow.